was good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Still dealing with a bit of a cold. Still dealing with all that good jazz. But we've got an episode of Battle Rap to keep us company and plenty of talking points to make our way through. So yeah, it's only upwards from here, my friend.
So today is Monday. I'm here. You're here. It's 9 o'clock. Yesterday was obviously Prem Day, where Winning Matters tournament. It continues. Overall, right? We're gonna switch up this week. I'm taking the reins. If you're giving me the reins, I'm gonna give it from the beginning. Out of 10, how did you like this episode, bro?
Oh, out of 10, the whole episode. I'll give it a 7. Give it a 7 out of 10.
What's the sorry, battle wise or just as a whole?
As a whole.
Battle wise.
Battle wise, I think the controversy made it, like, not controversy in the sense of, I think, I'll just pre-warn everyone, I disagree with 2 of the judging decisions. But like, yeah, I think that largely the battles lived up. I know people have their opinions about whether or not they lived up, but yeah, 8 out of 10. What about you?
I give the battles a 4. Stinky week, man.
Yeah,
By the way, prior to like 5 minutes before we went live, Lon said, I'm staying away from controversy. And I can't, bro. I can't. I'm not here to lie, bro. I wasn't feeling it. We'll go battle through battle. But yeah, this week, some stinkers, man. Some stinkers, bro. But like, as an episode as a whole, I give it a 6, 5. It's the lower end episodes of, like, out of everything we've watched since it started, it's definitely one of the not good episodes.
Interesting. Okay. So I mean, without talking about the specific battles, then was it an overall theme that got you, or was it the battles themselves?
Here we go. So we're in round 2. We've been waiting for round 2. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I mean? It should be everyone. Let's get it go. We've all had round 1 practice, right? But it's still, I don't know, we're in a weird space now where, like, is just rapping enough? Or if you're gonna perform, does the perform, like, what's gonna win? For rapping? Like, direct to your opponent, battle rap style? Or is it the performance? And I don't know, bro. Because I've seen some performers out rap some rappers. I've seen some, I guess, bro, we'll talk about it. I'm probably not making sense as I want to in my head. But
I understand what you're trying to do.
Just a weird fucking week, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I got you.
That being said,
I was gonna say, before we get into it, remember,
let's go for battle 1.
People, comment, leave some stuff, because as you can hear, my voice is on its last legs. Comment, give Crash something to work with, because he ain't got much to work with me this week. Also, battlers, we love to have you on, but give me and Crash 20 minutes or so just to make sure that we cover the battles, and then Crash will be more than happy to put you through your fucking paces, let me tell you, because he is in no mood to be placating today. 4 out of 10. I'm still wrapping my head around that. 4 out of 10. You are not to be fucked with today. All right, let's try and get to the bottom of why so low. The first battle was young Deburke versus the I'd still say young in his battle rap career, but the slightly more venerated Caveman. What are your thoughts on this one, brother?
Bro, I don't know if people enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it, bro. Caveman was moving a bit stinky this battle, bro, to put it nicely. Like, I don't know. We're not gonna call it a choke. It wasn't a choke. The bottled water thing, bro. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Right.
What are we doing about that? Because do you reckon that was a tactical move? Do you reckon it was a choke? Or do you reckon it was just generally hot in that room?
I think that's a hangover from how Prem have done their battles in the past to what they're trying to do now. I think you just edit it out. I get that they're trying to say, like, it's sink or swim or whatever. But the idea is, if it's not a choke, because I don't think he was choking, man. I think he was literally like, can I have some? He just realised, like, fuck, my mouth's dry, I need some water. Realised there wasn't some water on hand. And it just created a really awkward moment. But I mean, do you see it that way? Did you see it like something in him that you were like, I think he's in trouble?
If I saw a different battler maybe do it, I would think it was like a little power move, like do you know what I mean? A little distraction. But Caveman is quite unorthodox where
Yeah.
it could be, it couldn't be, I don't know. And then the rebuttal, I don't know, the freestyle after it as well, the next round about like I just did that. It's a great carry on move to like disguise it. So hopefully Cave's in the chat and can like let us know what go on. But I don't know. It's just not what I want to see mid round of a battle. Like, do you
Mm.
know what I'm saying? It took away, I feel like, if it wasn't meant to be. But I didn't like it. I had the Burke clean sweeping 3 rounds. The Burke was
Interesting.
direct. Like, there's not much more you could have asked from the Burke from this battle, from a rap battle perspective.
I gave it to Cave. Just gonna throw that out there to
Where?
everyone. I gave it to Cave. Yeah.
Right, tell the people why. I've got a child crying in a minute, 2 seconds. Tell the people why.
Okay. So while Crash is handling his business, a little behind the scenes. So I watched the battles with you all on the Sunday. As you may well know, I toyed with reacting to them live, but I figured no, the battles need to be the emphasis. So what I do on a Monday while I'm at work is I rewatch I don't watch the full show, I rewatch just the battles. And I rewatch them, if not at half speed, 70% speed, so I can make sure when I'm taking my notes, as I've done on this occasion, that I'm catching as much as I can, and I'm trying to see the battle in its own little bubble as much as possible. I'm trying to make sure that I'm taking it out of any influence that I might have from the judges pre and post, and I'm trying to take it out from any of the comment section that we all see as we're watching, right? And I watched Caveman and Deburke, and at half speed or 7%, 70% speed, there's certain things that become more evident. So I think, to cut a very long story short, Deburke was definitely more pointed. He was definitely more purposeful. I think he had more content in his rounds, and I would say that he performed it a lot better than other competitors would have done in the tournament. But I would argue that the content of the bars and the rounds and the punches just weren't all that significant. They just weren't as impactful as they needed to be when you compare it to how Caveman had constructed his rounds, which Frost made an interesting point. He said that Caveman sometimes takes too long to get to a point, and the point isn't explosive enough or doesn't yield the result enough. I get that. But in this battle, in each of the rounds, when you go back and listen to what he was actually saying, the whole thing fed into itself in a really impressive way, and he had the bigger reactions of the two guys. And that third round was crazy. That third round was fucking hysterical, but I do take the argument. If you watch that round, it took him 25 seconds to get to, right, you've got a YouTube channel, which was then the jump off point for what I would consider to be the strongest round of the battle from either competitor. So even though I can see the argument for Deburke taking 2-1, or if you're just viewing the battles through the lens of punches, okay, Deburke certainly was punching more. I still look at it like battle rap. So my final note on this one, I mean, obviously I've got the rounds themselves, all of the hits, but by the rules of the tournament, Deburke won. I don't really have a problem in conceding that point. If you want to just look at it like, look, we want punches, we want this, we want that, okay. But in battle rap terms, I just thought Caveman was the better performer. He was funnier, he had the more direct moments, he felt more natural, he had more depth to his stuff, and most importantly, each round felt like it was tailored and crafted with a point in mind. And but I do see the argument for Deburke. I'm just saying I felt more compelled by Caveman, and I've got, like I say, I've got the examples here, and I think the third round is the thing that I would, because I mean, do you have any moments in the battles that you really, sorry, in this particular battle that really popped off for you, or that really kind of spoke to you in this one, dude?
Thank you for that, bro. Apologies for that, gang.
That's all good. I also probably
So
interrupt
it
by
wasn't
saying
so much.
Hadashrooms has given it 3-0 to Deburke as well, so he's in complete agreement with you. So already I'm 2-0 down as far as opinion in the room is concerned.
The main feeling I took away from this battle, right, was the fact that I saw Deburke out rap Caveman, and I know Caveman's a talented rapper, which was weird for me. And like I hear what you when I was coming back downstairs, I could hear what you were saying about the performance side, which is cool. And don't get me wrong, battle rap is performing arts. But in a tournament setting, rap battle, I'm here for the rap, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I again agree with you, and like we were saying to Stroh, like I have a different like when I look at battle rap, we have different like preferred styles. But like, yeah, if it's a rap battle tournament, I'm here to like I get being entertained is a factor,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm here for whoever can rap better. And to be honest, I gotta give my props to the Burke,
Mm.
like because I remember feeling in this battle like, yeah, Caveman is getting out rapped. While Caveman is hilarious and entertaining, in a normal battle might have been different
Mm.
again. But I'm watching this from a tournament as a tournament watcher,
Yeah, yeah,
viewer,
yeah.
basically. So like I'm thinking about counting rounds like boxing. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
who's winning? I've got to take notes. We've got this show, so I'm trying to come up with my and I can't doubt the Burke's work. Like I couldn't say he had to do anything much more to take the win. Whereas Cave, I would say, bro, come on, bro. Like we know you can rap. You get some of your cons are you take the piss a bit too much, and like okay, we get it. Like you have your moments, but you need to follow that up with some rap. And there just wasn't that much rap. I just wasn't a fan of this performance.
I take the point. I think the thing that seems to have hurt him in the minds of people in the comments, because I went back and I rewatched not rewatched, but reread the comments, is they felt he was choppy or stop-starty. And they also felt that that water moment was either indicative of him losing confidence or having a choke or a stumble or something like that. Which I sort of take the points because, again, I'll come clean. My comment's still on the YouTube channel. I didn't pick Cave as the winner in the first instance. I did give it 2-1 to Deburke. And I think part of that is because you're right. He's got a really good performing style. He's really clean. He's very technical in the sense of he can get his stuff off and really rattle. But I just found myself rewatching it thinking, right, where are the bits that really pop off? And the only moment that I could really think of, and when I rewatched, was you've got 27 monthly listeners, and one of them is me for research purposes. I thought, okay,
That was cool. That's
pretty fucking funny.
The Assassin's Creed line, that was cool.
That's how he opened the battle.
That's cool,
That
bro.
was decent.
Come on, bro.
You're so desperate to catch an L so you can go home and catch some Zs. How can you expect them to respect you when the respect isn't mutual? These are good lines, and maybe I'm placing too much of an emphasis.
Can I tell you what was a little effective as well while we're going over the Burke's line?
Shoot.
He said about like if Caveman was a clean, like, do you know what I mean? Did his job properly, right? This is why I say he didn't win. Is like his angle he took of like, yeah, you take rap seriously and you come to battle rap and treat it like a joke. And with the performance Cave was given, was he wrong?
That is an interesting point. I think it lends itself into his slightly unorthodox, because again, he is unorthodox. That's 100%. But I think it's that unorthodoxy that leads him to make, for him to go after Deburke in the third for saying, you once described one of Hitler's watercolors as the worst thing he ever did, and then said something to the effect of, you've studied all sorts of depraved brains, and yet you couldn't prepare for Pedro. I think you're right. I think we are looking at this slightly differently in the sense of I'm putting emphasis on shit I wouldn't have thought of or haven't heard. And you are like, because I can't deny of the two, Deburke was tighter. Deburke was on it.
I think this battle shows that
on it.
You can win a battle with no moments, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I feel like the consistency of Deburke's bar, and it wasn't like low tier bars. It was good. Whereas Cave was a more basic style, if that makes sense. There was nothing too crazy in there. It was just the angles he did take were very funny and entertaining. So they were the funnier ones. Whereas like, again, if you're not into battle rap for the funniness as so man, it's like, okay, he's just joking around. Like,
yeah. No, I tell you, I guess the way I describe it then is they're in court. Deburke is on one side, putting together a very articulate, very well measured, very well researched case. Caveman is on the other way, yelling obscenities at the judge, just like, fuck you. And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, neither can win or lose you a case. But if you're going to bet on one, you would rather be technical and have it all put together in the context because it gives you more of a chance to pop off. But so you gave it 3-0 though. You gave it 3-0 to Deburke.
What's crazy is where everything we're talking now somehow flips in the next battle as well. I don't know. We need to discuss this. But
We'll
yeah,
come to that.
I
We'll
gave
come
it 3-0
to
to Deburke. Well done, Deburke.
Interesting.
Unlucky Cave.
So,
GG's, bro. Still want to see battle other people.
well, that puts him on top of Group D ahead of Frost, which is interesting because it means that number one Caveman's eliminated, but it does mean that the bragging rights are now up for grabs for Deburke versus Frost. So I think it's only fair we maybe touch on that for a second, which is when that battle goes down, what do you see is the outcome of Frost versus Deburke, considering that both of them are technical? Both of them really like to fill their rounds, but fill it in a. I mean, we've both seen Frost when he was aiming for a mark, when he was at NLC, when he did the 2 minute round, versus Deburke, who again is relying very heavily on that technicality, but they're both coming at it in a slightly different way. What do you reckon?
It's cliche to say, innit? But I feel like Frost may take this with the experience, man. Frost is a very good all-rounder. Like, there's nothing to say. There's not much. Like, there's nothing you can pinpoint and say Frost is the best at this. Do you know what I'm saying? But you can't deny Frost is good at a lot of things, and I feel like he's experienced enough that he will. But I don't know, because look at the Burke's performance yesterday, crazy. So like, if Frost mess around like Caveman, then it's a wrap. We saw what happened with Caveman yesterday, but I don't feel Frost knows. I feel like Frost is more used to this competitive environment, so I don't feel like we're gonna get like a lazy Frost. I feel like Frost does like to pride himself on his good performances when he has them, because he can light up a room.
I was literally about to ask that, by the way. Do you see a danger of Frost looking past Deburke just on experience? Because I think there have been a couple of times this tournament where you've seen that. Like, you've seen a guy who on paper should fucking walk this and they've struggled. Is there any danger of that for you?
I'm not friends with Frost, innit? So usually I would like, if you asked about someone I'd know, I'd say yes or no. But I don't know. But like he shouldn't. He shouldn't. This is my problem, is like, I don't understand this. Like, I'm not picky when it comes to battles. Never been a picky guy, right? But if they offered me a battle that I wasn't happy with, right? Or like I got a battle somehow that was a guy that was lower than me, yeah? I'm not bitching and complaining. I'm gonna take that battle and I'm gonna smoke that Donny and show you, man, why you can't give me low level people and I can't be sparring with the babies. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
But like, I don't think it's ever wise to sleep on your opponent. If you don't think the battle's gonna be good because your opponent's not good, then that means you need to do extra. You should go above and beyond and make it a battle watchable, make it roastable. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like Frost is gonna. I should hope with that experience that we're giving Frost, he should know. Look, because it's not even like it's a full battle either. It's not like it's a 3 minute, like 2 minutes. So you've got time. You haven't really got time. 60 seconds is 60 seconds, and anything can happen. So have you got time to like really allow anyone that space? Because the post interviews, you've only got yourself to blame. Do you know what I mean? It's on your face, as we've seen in post interviews. It's written on their face how they've done. And some people I don't believe when they say, "Yeah, I did all right. I did all right." Like, you survived, yes.
It's fair play. I'll also say, Cammy's in the comments. Appreciate you turning, Cammy. Just want to let you know, me and Crash are coming for that promo spot, fella.
Big Cammy.
It's only a matter of time. We're coming for that shot, and when we get it, we will be graceful. Not. We're gonna take. Hey, listen. If you and me
we're
appear
gonna
on
do a whole episode on why we're better than Cammy. To be honest, that would be our segment. It's like, why we're here and Cammy's not here.
Just 5 minutes of listing how we're better.
No, I love Cammy, man. I ain't seen Cammy in minutes. Still,
I think his segments have been good. I think the fact that his coverage has been at different speed is good as well. Like I say, he does it better than anyone could do that, and that's great. So, but just know, Cammy, we're coming for it. But
he is good for that role, isn't it? Like, that role was made for him in a while. But yeah, move over, G.
He's
Come on,
all
bro.
right. But anyways, so I'm interested because you've referenced something in this battle already. So I'm interested to hear what way you're alluding to. So the next battle on the card was P Solja versus and Deburke's in the chat. Deburke, if you're okay to hang on for maybe another 15 minutes, we'd love to have you on to hear your thoughts, brother. The next battle is P Solja versus QuickSilver, which I have listed. I know you're not a wrestling fan, but I have listed just on a watch back. It just struck me. They're dressed like
God,
the
this
fucking.
is where you do that thing where you're like, yo, this was like this guy in
They're dressed like fucking.
SummerSlam
They're dressed.
21.
Yeah, they're dressed like fucking Mania 25 Shawn
God,
Michaels
do
and
it, do it, do
Undertaker.
it,
Like
do
you
it.
look at one of them and you look at the other and go, fucking hell, lads, you've dressed like you're about to fucking go good versus evil here, and I don't know you planned that, but this was always going to be an interesting one on paper. Walk me through it. Talk me through your thoughts on QuickSilver versus P Solja, man.
I don't know how to fathom this battle. I'm thinking back now, like I just said, right? So the first battle is rapping. Like I want to see rapping, good rapping. Deburke done everything right. Cave was a bit more performative and lost the battle. Here, this battle now, QuickSilver got through all 3 rounds cleanly. Like, do you know what I mean? He did his job, and he had some all right stuff.
Right.
Then we had P Solja, who doesn't give a single fuck. Clearly wrote his shit. Like sat next to Pedro and Lefty, joking an hour on the train or however they got there in the whip, right? But somehow, I don't know why P Solja took the battle.
So you gave it to P Solja, did you?
I gave it to P Solja, but I tell you why. It's because I'm not. Again, we have our different styles, my boy. I'm not trying to listen to a whole round about piss, bro. I get it. Like P Solja's thing is like he hit like that was funny. Don't flop bare long ago, and like
10 years ago. Yeah,
this is what we're saying for the newer fans. What the fuck is it? Why is he talking about piss for a round? Like, do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't my favorite round. Okay. He lost that round. A round about piss loses.
Okay,
bro.
so I'm glad you referenced that because I just want to get. This is my main criticism. I'd heard it, like whether or not it's you find it entertaining or not. The fact is, I can list you between his battle with Big J and Lefty, and between his battle with Shufflo, everything that QuickSilver said in that second round had been said 10 years ago, almost verbatim. And I'm sorry. In battle rap in particular, that's unacceptable. You can't have a whole round that either looks or sounds like it's been lifted, even if you were ignorant to it, because my argument would be, well, you heard about that angle, okay?
Now, you've done your research, of course.
Which
because,
means you
like
must
you
have
just said,
seen
you know
it.
about the...
I'm sorry. So anyways, yeah, from my perspective, immediately, right, round 2, P Solja, without him uttering a word because you've said nothing, you've wasted a minute of my time, basically. But here's my question then. Rounds 1 and 3, how do you see those rounds based on... I know what you're saying. QuickSilver filled his rounds. P Solja was very laid back, if I'm being generous. Lackadaisical some to a certain degree, but had more moments. Was more believable. And I would argue... I don't know, man. I enjoyed his performance more. I just enjoyed it more.
This battle is the first time I've seen the 1 minute rounds benefit someone, if that makes sense. It helped him because, like, I mean, he called time in the first round and there was like 7 to 10 seconds left, but it didn't. The round was over. Like, he couldn't. The way the pace he was going, he wasn't gonna get out another punch. But I feel like, so while you were talking, I've dissected it in my head and I think I've come up with a hypothesis, if that's how you say it. But Deburke, I said, out-rapped Caveman, in my opinion. I don't think, like we've said, not just the second round, most of the thing, you smoke weed, I didn't know that type shit. Like, it's been said before. So, like, I feel like Quick's material wasn't great anyway. Whereas, even though it was delivered like more laid back and a can't be arsed flow, it was actually entertaining and funny and, like, do you know what I mean? It had a high level of it was a high level of writing with a low level of enthusiasm, which makes good comedy, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's a weird one.
No,
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
I
That makes
feel
sense.
like all of Quick's material was like 2 out of say 5 writing. I don't have any quotables from
Well, let me
Quick.
run some of them, because again, I want to try and be fair to people, because
Be fair.
I forget a lot of this on the mate. When I watch it on the rewatch, I'll go, oh man, I did forget about that. It's only when I note it down that somehow it fucking sits right. So round 1, he kicks off with like hair stuff. So I'm itching for the scalp. He's flaky like dandruff. You brought your handguns. I'll slap up your grandmum's grandson. Shout out to Pedro. And then it's that promo line, P Solja, if you were born 7 days earlier, you'd be a week older. And he stumbles a little bit. You're built like a robot, like Weed 3PO. And
That
you
was,
look like
that was a little
that was
funny.
quite
I'm not
funny.
gonna
It was
lie.
quite funny.
I'm not a dickhead. That
And
was a little funny.
And you look like The Weeknd if he was having a bad week. And here's what I'd say. His writing wasn't...
That's ass bar, bro. That sounds like something like Tina would say in The Office. Like,
That's the
do you
thing.
know what I mean?
It's not bad, but I think someone, I can't remember who it was picking up and judging. It was like he was taking the piss out of battle rap, almost. Like his style was like...
like it was a bad bars type of
kind
battle.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't...
Yeah. But that's
Really?
because no. That's because, let's be real here. Look at the Zoom. It was shit bars, bro. If it feels like he's doing a bad bars battle, but bearing in mind, he is a very good performer. So if
Sure.
he is doing bad bars, he is gonna perform them like they're decent bars, if that makes sense. It's not gonna. Whereas when we're used to shit bars, it's probably a little shitty performance behind it, which makes it. We've seen people say not whack stuff, but low tier stuff with so much enthusiasm, it sounds a little more cooking than it should.
I think
But
he needs someone that will rise to it as well. That's the other thing. Like his stuff in the past has been good because it elicits a reaction out of his opponent because it's so silly or whatever. P Solja is the last person you want to be saying stuff to try and get him to crack a smile, because he's only really going to smile on his terms. Like if something's funny to him in particular, like... And all of QuickSilver's stuff, I don't want to say it was bad necessarily. I know that the second round I've been very critical of. And you can disagree. By the way, you might, because maybe some of it was...
No, I agree. I'm agreeing with you. Oh, listen, cool. I'm agreeing.
I'm just saying, like, I'm discounting an entire round basically because I've heard it, which might be harsh, but that's how I see it. But like, even his third round, so it's the patron saint of STDs and unexpected pregnancies. Like, okay, that's fine. But I see that as like a building up. Like you got to build to something from there. And he doesn't really build to anything. It kind of like... There's also an odd moment in the middle of it where he says, I thought he'd call me gay. And it's just odd.
I didn't, again, like, bro, why are you saying that? Like, why did you say that?
I don't... Again, it's difficult.
You just shot yourself in the leg for no reason. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a
you
weird
may
one.
be shooting your opponent, you're like, oh, well, you're going to call me gay. But why would you do that, though?
But then you compare that to P Solja, right? Which I agree. He wrapped almost all 3 of his rounds with 7 to 10 seconds to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of material he's leaving on the cutting room floor if he's choosing to do that. But at least once a round, he'd come out with something that would shake the room. First one is the... where is it? He's been in his house being British and proud. Him and his family called a Tommy Robinson rally a good day out while you've been painting flags on roundabouts.
Oh, you was out painting roundabouts?
I mean, it popped me, made me laugh. Second round.
You was out painting roundabouts, yeah.
I mean, it's the one they use for the promo, but it's pull up in your ends with a 2-2 stashed in a Labubu. That was pretty funny. And then in the final round, it was the Briggsy line. It's the, I've made 30k out of battle rap, but 90% of it came from drugs. Like, just split the room in half, man. Like, I'm not saying that P Solja stuff was written, like, in the, that's the, put it in the battle rap Louvre. I'm saying he wrote to do a job. And I find it fascinating that everyone scored against him. Like, he lost that battle by the judges. And I can't see an argument for it. I mean, talk to me. Tell me what you. I say something as brazen as I disagree with all the judges.
No,
Tell me
but
where
I
I'm wrong.
also disagree with the judges. But again, then it's like this is what I said about it's controversial from what we just spoke about in the first battle.
We are comparing
Because
contrasting.
technically,
Yeah.
if we're judging it off that,
Yeah.
we should be able to see.
So
But
should
I
we
don't know.
be?
Maybe it was because I felt like I said, Deburke definitely outrapped Cave's performance,
Mm.
whereas I don't feel like Quick outrapped P Soldier's
Right.
performance. He
I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're
he
saying.
got it out, but like you said, there was a slight stumble. But like, yeah, I just feel like even with the laid back style,
Yeah.
he still took the battle. Which again, on paper, if we were writing this down, it would sound like Quick took every round.
No, that's fair enough. Cammy's commented to say P Solja had the stumbles. I think he had a fairly significant one in the second round. I want to say if I pull up my notes, maybe it was the third. Yeah, it was the third round. Yeah. No, I do remember that. It was after he was cutting a bit of a promo and then had his reset moment and caught and then still finished the round early. So I get what Cammy's saying to a certain degree there, but the question is then between me and you. Should we be judging it like the judges, or should we be judging it how we're judging it, which is on our preferences? Like, I don't know the answer to that because they're gonna put guys through based on what the judges are scoring it, and they seem to be favoring the guys that are keeping their stuff compact, punching frequently, even if it's not landing all that much. Do you prefer, like, even if you don't prefer the battle itself, do you like that judging style?
To be fair, all the judges are quite different, so it's hard to say like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to say like, but we don't work for Prem, therefore we could, I guess, like I don't know about yourself, but me, I like boxing. So if I was judging battle rap and I was asked to judge for a tournament, I'd take it a hell of a lot more serious, and I'd be like, them stumbles would be points off.
Right,
Do you know what I'm saying? Everything. But like we said at the beginning of this series, I'm trying to watch this as a fan more, like that talks about it afterwards. Like we like match of the day, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? We can watch the highlights after the match is finished. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we're not doing VARs and stuff on the day. Whereas it'd be different. So I feel we can have a more laid back, a more say, and because we don't have rules to stick to, we have our own grounds that our own law that we've conjured up between
100%,
us.
100%.
Whereas they don't want to piss off the fans and they want to make it fair. And remember, there is a lot of friends in battle rap. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, if we're gonna do that, should friends be judging friends? Like, we don't know, but
what I will say,
we've done all right for now.
I'll throw it out there to the comment section. If you disagree with anything me and Crash says, we do have the ability to throw it to the tape. Like, me and Crash have tested this now. We just haven't used it yet. We can throw to you. If you think we're being too strong, harsh, whatever, we can throw it back. Cammy's commented to say...
pause, bro. We ain't throwing back nothing, bro.
Oh, God. Okay. Right. Educate me again, young Crash. What street lingo have I misappropriated? Go ahead.
Throw it back is wild. We're not throwing it back on anyone.
What did I say?
Like, back it up, like a dirty wine, like, do you know what I'm saying? In the club, like, wine upon me. That's what you were saying we were going to do, basically.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, this week to Educating Lorne on Street Lingo. Today, throwing it back. Crash?
Here's a why. Here's a pause.
Ridiculous. Cammy says, P Soldier style doesn't really work in battle rap. We do praise momentum building, but there was zero momentum for P Soldier. That actually gives me a different question, because I think Cave has a similar issue in that I think the tournament doesn't, like 60 seconds doesn't suit Caveman, because his flow, he seems to need time to build momentum, and the momentum crashes and it hits, but then he can either go, he can go fucking monstrous, right, and finish around like with ridiculous momentum, or he fizzles out. It really is a weird dynamicism he's got. And Pete's the same. Like, Pete does need time to sort of lay the table, come back to things coming in and out. So my question is, right, with guys like that, is there a way of being successful in a tournament setting? Like, Cammy's making a decent point, I would argue, here, in that some guys aren't suiting their style to the tournament. rather than say guys like that can't be in the tournament, is there a way of them adapting that they just haven't in your mind?
Yeah. There's definitely a way. We've seen rap battlers, new experience, do you know what I'm saying? Just starting out, adapt their style quickly in the 2 rounds that we've had. Say, not Spirit. Spirit's the who battled last week? Was it Beyond?
It was Beyond. Yeah, he made his
Beyond.
redemptive
So we
arc.
saw
Yeah,
Beyond, do you know
against
what I'm
Yannick.
saying?
Yeah,
Crack down, work down what has to happen. These guys like P Solja and Caveman are experienced. You should like I think it was Crow said it like you have to know how to edit. And P's round wasn't like the greatest rounds. Like the reason this battle confused me was from the start I thought like Quick was gonna have it just off the attitude and the bars that were coming out. But over time, I don't know how P Soldier won me over, but it managed to win me over. But P Soldier don't give a shit about battle rap, and we need to stop booking him, to be honest, bro. Because like this battle, his last battles that I've seen of him, he can't be asked. It's the attitude of I'm here for a check. Like, do you know what I mean? I
and I
don't feel like he was that bothered.
I will counter by saying I don't mind an attitude so long as the execution warrants it. Like if he delivers ultimately on the performance, he can have an
Of
attitude of
course.
however he wants. And I think it's weird because I think it's cost him in this one. Like it's cost him the win that sort of because he didn't fill a full 60 seconds and they've said, look guys, we really want you to pack the content in. We want to have as many moments as possible. That's really cost him. And I do take the point that it is, look, this is our tournament. You know, we want to make sure that there's plenty for the fans to sink their teeth into, and he hasn't filled it. I can understand that viewpoint. But what I'm kind of alluding to, and this is the same with Cave, is how they keep that style without losing those guys from the tournament setting, because then you get too many guys that are the same. And I'm wondering, like, is it just, do you sacrifice a round to set the table so the other two you can pack with content that you base on that round? Do you switch it up, or do you check? Like, I refuse to believe Caveman, as creative as he is, and P Soldier, as experienced as he is, can't find ways of winning battles. But Cave's gone out. He's out now. Like, he's off the back of 2 losses. And according to the judges, P's lost his battle, and he's effectively out because Sam Hypes is on 6 points and QuickSilver's on 6 points. He's got no way of winning now. Like, I'm just trying to, because I would love to see guys like that have a run in a tournament like this. But you're right, if it's about punches and content, they can't compete. It's not in their style. It's not how they build rounds as it is at the moment.
But like they're gonna if they wanna be if where winning matters, isn't it? If that's what the tournament like
Right.
is like, do you know what I mean? You're gonna have to not change your style, like we were saying with Stroke, not change your style completely, but you're gonna have to refine it or find a new ability of learning to punch quickly, or like you
Yeah,
can still deliver jokes like one like boom boom boom. It might not be to the extent that that you're that you're used to,
right.
but
But it's a tournament.
if
You
you
got to
want to do the
adapt. You got to
jokey style and
change.
the performance thing,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to find a way to do it.
No, I got you. Group G means that QuickSilver goes to the top because he's had battles and had judge rounds. Sam Hypes has 6 points, but he's yet to actually battle anybody. So I'm curious to see how that one's going to shake out then, because it means that QuickSilver and Sam Hypes have eventually got a battle out for top spot. So we'll see what happens with that. But that leads us to the final battle, and this is the one that I didn't have such a tough time judging in the end. I thought I would on a rewatch, but I don't. It's DoeJoe versus Kingslee Thunder, the cream of the new crop, as it were. These two guys are very, very well, highly regarded. Talk to me about Kingslee Thunder versus DoeJoe.
I like this battle. I think they're both like, I wouldn't say at the same level, but they're at a similar level, and I think it really showed as like, I don't know. I feel like this is a stylistic battle for what you prefer. I don't know how you feel. Myself, I feel like Kingslee took it.
And
I
it's
feel like
funny
Kingslee took it,
because
man.
as you say that, we get a comment from a DoeJoe saying my ears are burning. Well, DoeJoe,
See?
give us another 5 minutes, and then you can come on and let us know how wrong we are about it. But I'm sadly, DoeJoe, I think Kingslee took it 2-1 on this occasion, brother. I have thoughts, but tell me how you judged it.
DoeJoe's here right now. Let me say, yeah, you see that first flip you did, like not even a flip, is it? The freestyle thing. Never do that again, bro. Never do that again, bro.
The round
that
one,
bear thing, bro.
Yeah, he pulled a
round one.
I think it was the mat that was in the studio, like the college dropout mat. And I get it. It's like I'm trying to raise the roof or get. I'm
trying to show you my technical ability by freestyling what's in the room, but bro, it was whack. I'm not saying DoeJoe's whack, but the bar, like, bro, it was like, oh, fuck, we get what you're doing. Cool, you can freestyle. Did it have any punch? Not really. He said stuff that sounded like stuff, and then he held something up.
Okay, so I can sum up.
Try and error, my boy. Try and error.
I can sum up I can let you run with this because I can sum up this battle very succinctly. You'll be glad to hear, everybody. The first time ever, I'm going to sum it up in a sentence. Kingslee turned up to do a Kingslee performance. DoeJoe turned up to prove he was better than Kingslee, and I don't think he proved it. I think he was trying to be a bit too clever for his own good, and I think that bit him because, I mean, I researched the lines. I looked into some of the things he was talking about and saying. They're very clever, but it didn't land in the room. And Kingslee, you can't afford to let that guy get reactions in a room. You can't let him build momentum.
Man, Kingslee's just... He's got his way with comedy. Like we said about, can you do comedy from P Solja and Caveman? You can, because Kingslee does it. Kingslee can cram a lot of different styles and material into the 60 seconds, so it can be done. Therefore,
it can be done. Yeah, you're right. And yeah, I mean, we can go through the battle lines, but I think it really does come down to the fact that they both showed their talents, but Kingslee gave a great performance by his standards. DoeJoe gave a good performance, but not a great one comparative to Kingslee or by his own standards. Like, that DoeJoe performance isn't on the level of the Briggsy one. It just isn't. It just didn't have the same moment.
Would you say I'm wrong in saying that? I don't know what it is, right? Because DoeJoe gets a lot of criticism weekly about his style and in the battles, right? But it just felt like Kingslee was more relaxed with his style, if that makes sense. He didn't like, whereas DoeJoe, like you said, DoeJoe felt like he was trying a bit too much. But then, is that rude to say? Because, like, I might say he's trying too much. Like, I don't know. It was just, I feel like Kingslee looked more experienced and laid back and kind of like, it was another day in the office.
Right. And right. So that's, if I'm explaining it in a way that isn't battle rap related, it'd be like, it's like a salesman trying to sell me something I don't want versus a salesman that just comes in and goes, you want this? Cool, buy it. Like, it's, DoeJoe was trying to turn the battle in his favor by showcasing how clever he is with references and different styles, different paces. The trouble is, it meant that none of the 3 rounds had any lasting. He had moments, but I think the battle was typified by the Kingslee flip in the 3rd, which is your biggest reaction is doing my stuff. Like, you've got to do an impersonation of me to get the same reaction. And I was like, yeah, he's right.
See, that's that, again, battle rap law, yeah. That is something you can say. But, like, again, it was effective because it did feel real. I want to say, though, DoeJoe's fucking Kingslee impression, ass, bro. That was ass. That was borderline racism, bro. That was fucking racist.
Well, I had it sounding like Lily Savage. It was just a bit too...
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Just bro, wasn't, you know, but that's not to say, like, I think this is the thing with that crop, right? They clearly have talent. They clearly have comedy. They clearly have punches. They clearly have angles. I think their decision making is what lets them down. The moments they choose to do certain things, like in this instance, DoeJoe, like picking this battle to press the point, like, I'm better and cleverer than Kingslee. He knew Kingslee was going to make it into a just, I'm safe with the bouncer. You know, your girl's got a jawline like Alyssa and Duke. Like, he's irreverent. Play
He
off
has.
that.
This is why I like Kingslee though. He has one-liners like that. Like, do you know what I mean? But he also has this thing where you don't know if it's a one-liner or it's a build-up because he'll just start building up from that, and then it's like, oh
Right.
shit, he's gone from a joke to actually this is quite like bars.
There
Like,
was a
this is
sick
actually,
moment, actually. You
yeah.
mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's a good point. At the beginning of that round, he's like, yeah, you want serious bars, right? And then he didn't really come to it. But then he had a line where he goes, you should be thankful I use humor as a coping mechanism.
Mm.
That's okay. Okay, tell me more. But then he
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
subsided, like he almost threatened it. Like, listen, I could go serious if you want to. I don't think you want to. And that was, I actually found that quite effective because then he snapped immediately to you use bubblegum toothpaste with Spider-Man logos. Like, okay, fucking hell.
it's a journey we go on with Kingsley. That's what I'm saying. And like he does both bars and jokes very well, which
Yeah,
makes him an all-round battler,
yeah.
which is why he's class. Whereas DoeJoe, I don't know, it feels like I couldn't define DoeJoe's character too much.
Right. I agree
Like,
because I think the thing
I
I give
jump on that.
DoeJoe credit for though is he'll try anything. He'll dive into anything and he'll give anything a go and he's fearless in that respect. Like I think in this battle he's effectively trying something. But it just didn't come off. Okay. The worst thing now is to try again. So long as he learns from it, as long as he adapts to it, he'll be fine. But I think that's the thing I would take away is that Kingslee does what Kingslee does really well. And he maybe could do with deviating a little bit at times. Whereas DoeJoe needs to start honing what he does well and then doing that. At the moment, I think he's sometimes a bit too experimental. It worked against Briggsy, but it is easy for experiments to work against a guy that chokes 3 rounds. So it's...
That's what I'm saying. If it would have been a way closer battle if
Yes,
Briggsy didn't
suddenly
choke. It's like you got a layup. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got a through ball. You got a
it
lucky
does.
through ball. But don't get
100%.
cocky on that through ball.
No, it makes
Don't,
100% sense.
don't. Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Just because
Although,
the keeper ran forward, he's not going to run forward every time.
yeah,
Look at the progression I've made. I'm doing football references. We'll get on to wrestling soon,
you'll get
right?
there.
But like, we're getting there slowly.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Right. Well, before we invite anyone on, so if anyone's watching them wants to hop on the stream, feel free to do so in just a second. After I let Crash have the final say on the episode, which is, are there any other takeaways, any other points that you want to raise or just generally discuss? Because we had something off air that we were going to throw out there for a second. I do have a note on it, but if you want to elaborate on it, now's the time.
So I remember the first episode we watched, and I really liked the dynamic of it. It felt structured properly, if that makes sense. It felt like a good watch. I don't want to take away from Prime because I know it's easier to armchair pick, like, do you know what I mean? But like,
100%.
there's something that feels off in the structure of the three battles, and it just feels like I'm not watching as much battle as I want to be, if that makes sense.
Okay.
From the change of four battles to three, and I don't know. Again, I'm not into all the background stuff really, and I'm just going from the viewer's perspective. So I'm guessing that's due to dropouts and stuff like that, right? Which can't be helped. I get it, but I don't know. Are we gonna have to find? We're gonna have to find a replacement, bro. And what I've noticed on next week's is that we have Sean Cray versus Lefty. Shout out to Sean Cray, shout out to Lefty, both great battlers. I'm not trying to watch that battle on a live stream though. Like, if we are doing a watch along, it's gotta be something. We're watching Shotty versus Shuffle. We're watching a Prem great because we're with the new youths. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, not the new youths, but we're with the new viewers, essentially,
Yeah.
the new fans. Let's slide in some of the old battles, which shows why battle. Remember, we've got the newer battles. We're watching this. Do you know what I'm saying? We're watching the newbies in the new tournament. Let's go back to some of the older battles. Let's get a Shotty versus Shuffle. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get a Raptor and Bobby Rex versus like. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get one of the battles to showcase the top the top echelon. You know what I'm saying? The where we want these guys in the tournament to eventually be, and the standard we want them to hit. Because remember, this is just a little 1 minute tournament. This isn't the full essence of what battle rap is. It's just a new little style. So yeah, I feel like, and that's not taken away from saying that Sean Craig versus Sean, but bro, that's like a couple of videos down, bro. Like that come out like a couple months ago, bro. Let's take them back, bro. Let's grab them to the heyday. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's highlight them videos because you're not getting. I kind of get it. You're trying to highlight this battle so people will go and watch it, but I don't feel like that's going to happen in this situation. I've just watched it on the live stream. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna. You're not gonna farm any views to that battle from this, in my opinion.
So I have some hard math to back up the feeling that you're talking about, because I had the same feeling, man. I was thinking, like, what am I not getting about my? Because I'm starting to get that bit of. I'm trying to get through it a little bit now, right? And it's not that I'm not enjoying the battles. So here's the hard math. In the last broadcast, it's an hour and 11 minutes and some change. I've rounded it down to make things easy. Of that hour and 11 minutes, 27 minutes were battles. Of the remainder, 9 minutes were post-battle interviews. So in other words, on an hour and 11 minutes, only half actually features the tournament or the battlers. Which means there's 36 minutes that you and I are watching week to week that's got nothing to do with the thing that we're tuning in to actually watch. And I get it. They've got promo materials. They've got the studio segments. They've got the, the music videos and stuff. But here's my point. You've doubled the length of the production and you're not covering the thing you're supposed to be covering in that time as effectively as I think other promotions do. To take a quick example, the new freestyle affiliation that Shotty's got going, I watched DoeJoe's debut on that with Hulk the other day.
I watched that Fire Battle Boys. I like that.
It was great, but that was bookend to bookend. There wasn't a moment where DoeJoe or Hulk weren't on screen or weren't being featured. Granted, that's 15 minutes, but it's 15 minutes worth of solid exposure in dynamic and new ways. And I guess what I'm saying is, what I'd want to see Prem do from here is, you're right, in that first episode, it laid the table. I don't need studio segments now where they go, yep, both guys are going to battle. It's going to be a good battle. Looking forward to it. Okay, let's watch the battle. Because they take 2 minutes to say that. They're not offering the same level of in-depth analysis or criticism or punditry that they were in the first 2 or 3 episodes. And then to cap it all off, those post-battle interviews are great. I love them. But then that's it. That's all you hear from that battler until their next battle's on. I guess what I want to see is, I want to see an hour and a half broadcast, but I want to see it filled with battle rap. I want to see it filled with the tournament. I get what you're saying, and I wouldn't really necessarily have a problem with that either, because I think Pedro's inclusion week before last, that was cool. I think it did Deburke the world of good. I think it did the promotion the world of good. And I think it did the show the world of good. And if it makes a few people go, who the fuck is this Pedro guy? And then he checks out some old battles, some old battlers, some of the old promotions. Oh, now we've got a fan. Cool. But that's different to what we're seeing at the moment. And I just want to say to people, it's not that I'm hating on the hour and change. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't need to see 10 minutes worth of promo material each week now. I don't need to see 5 minutes of graphics that don't tell me anything. You know, I want to get to the stuff I want to watch. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'll cover that in more depth another day. Right now, I'm going to do something a little different this time. I'm going to take me and Crash off screen for a minute so that the segue into us having guests on is a bit cleaner. I'm going to say to Deburke, to DoeJoe, to Kingslee, to Caveman, to anyone that I invited on the stream, if you want to hop on, Zoom details are in your DMs. We'll be back in a few minutes, and hopefully we'll have some guests on.
He's throwing it back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, to
Welcome back. Lorne
fucking
was throwing it
chaos.
back. Lorne was throwing it back.
Jesus Christ. Right, let's talk battle rap for a second, shall we, gentlemen? Any danger of a battle rap conversation breaking out here? Come on, let's talk battle rap.
Let's go. Deburke, welcome to the show, my boy. You were here first.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's
How'd you
nice to
feel
finally
about
be
the
on.
episode we watched yesterday, bro?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good all around. You know what I mean? Like the battle was good. It got decent enough feedback. You know what I think? I think my approach was good enough. I definitely didn't have like big moments like Lauren was saying. I feel like Cave had the biggest moment in the third. But I think I kind of sacrificed that to kind of have that like direct, like fluid, like flow pockets. I feel like I kind of went back to the fundamentals a little bit. You know what I mean? To kind of and didn't experiment as much as I maybe could have.
Nice. DoeJoe's on the show as well. DoeJoe, welcome, my boy.
Salutations.
How do you feel about yesterday's episode?
I expected to be full on doing DoeJoe's damage control, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of that, but not as much as I thought, luckily. So, but at the same time, I agree with pretty much everything you guys have said. So, one of them.
Cave, how are you, my boy? Welcome to the show.
Good, man. Yeah, we're chilling.
How do you feel about the episode yesterday?
I think it was a pretty good episode. I tuned in from P Solja. I missed that battle. I've not seen it. But flipping, I thought it was an alright episode. All in all, I thought it felt shorter than the last few have. It kind of seemed like it was over a lot quicker.
Why do you reckon that is though? Do you reckon, like we were just saying before, I don't know if you saw how long you've been in the chat for. I don't look at that shit. But like, I don't know, it just feels like in the later episodes that we've had, it's just a lot less battle rap and a lot more.
But there's only one
like adverts
left.
and stuff.
Yeah, there's only one less though. So there was one less, and I feel like there's one less battle. There wasn't a music video played this time, I don't think, unless I missed that. I also think I like Cammy's content, but I think having that break being this unconnected, I don't know, it feels like it just stops for me. I know they say go and make a brew, but I do. And
Does everyone stay tuned in? Like, Cave, you mentioned there, like they say go off and go and brew. Like, I either turn it off and then go away for an hour or half an hour, or I just sit and just kind of just sort of, you know, blitz through it. Like, do you like
I
does
leave
anyone
it
like
on,
the break?
but I'm not watching.
Okay.
Same. I'm like, that's my Zoot break, innit? So like, I might keep it on, but then if I get text, I'm not fussed for like, no disrespect to Cammy, but like watching Cammy and I've already watched them episodes, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm not watching that. So I kind of agree what Cave is saying. If it was more relevant, this is what I was saying before with I liked it was the fact that it was your music video. Do you know what I mean? You're in the tournament. Highlight that. Do you know what I mean? When they put the thing with Raptor in a couple weeks ago or last week, I liked the content, but I would have preferred it again if it was on a DoeJoe or a Deburke or someone that was in the tournament. Package the tournament as the tournament, if that makes sense.
I also think there was I've clocked what it was as well. In the first round, we had a lot of interview at the beginning of each battle, whereas they kind of compiled the post-battle interviews into like quite short things. Whereas I think that really fleshed it out very well for the first run of them. And I think that was missing a bit in this last one.
I enjoyed the before the battle interviews, but then I did enjoy the after the battle interviews. But I would like to see a mix of both of them, and I do want to see some before battles as well. Like you said, it just helps with the structure as well.
It proper sets, especially for the newer people, for like Beyond or Seven Wave or whoever. Like, it was good for them to have that bit of time to talk about themselves and stuff. Like, yeah, man. But I don't think it's just that it's better to have before battle interviews. I think they were shorter. It was less of the video was that kind of stuff last night. So yeah, I think that's why it was shorter maybe. And also 3 battles instead of 4. I think 4 is a sweet spot, to be honest.
So how do you feel, Kay, since me and you were talking, my boy? How do you feel about like you're out, bro. You're out.
Yeah, man.
You're out. Like there's no sugarcoat
Well,
here.
I was going to
You're
say
out.
that before Cave answers that, because I
That's
have to
bullshit.
interject something a bit more, tangential, right? Because we've just had a conversation, you and I, Crash. You said Deburke won. I said Caveman won. We
Well, you
have
said make a
Deburke
fight.
and Caveman
I said
here.
make a scrap. Oh.
Like, gentlemen, you must have thoughts. Like, how is it that two venerated battle rap aficionados such as ourselves can reach such wildly different conclusions? How do you feel about that?
Sentence. I don't know what the fuck that meant.
I don't know what I just said. I'm
Yeah,
on,
two
I'm
words
on
there, bro. That highlighted, I
everything
don't know
today.
what that
Like,
means.
I've got everything
Yeah, what he
fucking...
said.
But I got to know. Like, because, again, I think that's great about the tournament. The fact that we're both putting our cases. Both of you have your strong points and your strong suits. But, sadly, Cave is out. Deburke more than likely advances and takes up an impressive victory. But how do you guys feel about that?
Well, Deburke, I've been talking, so if you want to jump in, but I'll say like we've known this from December. This is news to you. It's not news to me. So
This
you know
is
what
the
I mean?
problem, and this is why I don't like the fact that Lorne's given me this part, because all of you, man, know stuff that I don't. So I don't want to ask questions and seem like a newbie or like, oh, not
Yeah.
this, bro.
Well,
But
I'm out now, so you
let's
can
do
ask
it.
me
Let's do it.
anything.
We're doing
I've
it.
got
We're
no
doing it. You're out.
spoilers.
You're out.
Yeah.
It's gutted. I had you when the tournament was announced. I had you going far as well.
Yeah. I had no intentions of not going far, man. And I think it was a hard group of our group. It was all good people in our group, and because we had someone drop out, they kind of said, "Oh, everyone starts on 3 points," but really that means that everyone
Starts on 0.
loses 3 points, isn't it? Like in
Yeah.
actuality, it's not that we've all got an advantage. Like every one of us couldn't really afford to lose anything at any point in it. So, you know what I mean? Like I felt like with the Burke battle, I think I've been finding in the last little while, man, I just like to play by my own rules, innit? And that's just what I enjoy more. And you know, when you do that, like you can't have it both ways, innit? And Deburke, I think, played the game as it was meant to be played for the format of the tournament. So like I didn't. So like the payoff for me is I'm writing and doing shit that you know what I mean?
It's staying
feeds
true
me.
to you,
It
and
feeds me.
you enjoy doing. I get it.
Well, I can't act like Deburke didn't do everything he should have done in it. And you know what I mean? The same way as with Frost, like I think I was a lot better in the Frost battle than I was against Deburke, in all honesty. But you know, Frost did what he was meant to do also. So like I can't complain about any of this, man. It's all good.
Yeah, I feel like as well, like you kind of, I'm in the opposite mind as well. We're like doing the fundamentals and kind of like playing the game by the rules. I do feel like I sacrifice certain things of like, oh, I want to show a bit of personality here. Or I want to try something here, and I kind of feel like, yeah, almost the opposite, where I did play by the straight and narrow. If I could do it differently, I'd mess around, like I'd do something more experimental maybe in the third round, and kind of like try and match what you did, or kind of have that like a bit. I think it would add a bit more like chemistry to the battle as well, because I think our first 2 rounds were pretty even in terms of like our approaches. But then, yeah, the third round, I think I would have liked to experiment more. But I stayed very like just kind of played the game, did like the kind of fundamentals, which, you know, like, yeah, like you said, you do kind of lose a little bit of that though. I'd like to experiment a bit more, like going into the Frost battle. I think that's kind of what the approach I want to take, and like experiment a bit more, joke around a little bit more, kind of lighten up a little bit, because it is like you do kind of have to play by the rules. You look at like Bizzo's early like tournament run, that's definitely what he was doing, but you do lose some of those big moments, I feel.
I think also, you know, like I don't mean to be rude in any way, but like you've got here a bit later than me in it. So I think for you, this is the perfect time to play this shit straight, go as far as you can go, win 3 grand, and then go battle fucking, you know, Sean Craig and play it a bit more loose in it. Like I think for this thing, this is such a sick way for you to like really like assert yourself and your place and stuff. So you know what I mean, it's where winning matters, isn't it? So if you're playing to win and you're winning, then like you're done well, innit?
I do want to inject something because I want DoeJoe to weigh in on this if he can, but it's sort of for all three of you. How have you found that? Because you've hit it on the head there, and I think it's the question I'm wrestling with while judging these, right? How much am I supposed to be weighing it towards what the judges are looking for, which is punches, compact, concise content that we can make sure has the most amount of chance to reach? But with characters, I want to see individualism from each of you. I want to see you each do your own things. How hard is it riding that line while also trying to get the win? Because I've got to be honest. If I was given the choice, I probably would just go, do you know what? I know what the rules are, but I just want to do my thing. And I know that probably might cost me. But at the same time, you want to get far in the tournament because you want to build up the CV. You want to build up the name that when the next battle comes along and they offer you that name that does excite you, you've got a bit of credibility in the bank to be able to experiment, to be able to push the boat out. Talk to me about riding that, because in this tournament, I think that's a challenge for everyone. Everyone struggled with it to a degree.
Yeah.
I think the fact that 3 grand's on the line is the biggest aspect
Yeah,
of why. Oh.
Yeah, I think like I'll go on, DoeJoe.
No, all right, sure.
Enough manners!
Oh, no, go on,
DoeJoe, go, my friend.
I think the fact that it's a tournament and 3 grand's on the line is what adds to that like aspect of if something's a bit more rigid or a bit more judging things by a formula. And like an example of that would be even before the tournament with the match days, like Bizzo versus Yunnan was a very like contested battle. Why am I doing the crash zoom? It was a very contested battle, but when you look at that battle, if you judge it as a non-tournament battle or a non-match day battle in that sense, Yunnan won the battle. But if you judge it from the rules that they've been presented with, Bizzo's won that battle because he stuck to what was presented from that, with that being a match day battle, timed battle, etc. And it's the same with tournaments. And I think it's quite tricky to be an unorthodox battler like Cave is as well, because tournaments are rigid inherently. 60 seconds on the clock. We like a lot of it. You don't have time to ruminate on certain things. It's just like it's literally a lot of it in 60 seconds is punch, and not everyone's a puncher. And they shouldn't be, but like that can cost other people. I don't know how to phrase it. It can cost people in that regard. So I think ultimately the fact that there's 3 grand's online and that there's strict 60s is the big factor as to why judges will lend themselves more to a punch count rather than preference or character. Because like even with what you're saying about P Solja for you winning, I inherently, bias aside with Quick, P Solja did 40 to 50 second rounds, and it wasn't direct. Like that, just on paper, that's what it is. So if I'm a judge, I'm looking at that over, this person's character is a bit more charismatic than the other person. I'm looking at who's doing more of, who's ticking the most boxes, because there's 3 grand on the line and because I've been selected as a judge.
Sorry, Crash. I have one more.
Off of here, bro. Who is he to disagreeing with that? Get him the fuck. I was gonna give you props as well, bro. Like the next segment.
I told you I agree with most of your points,
bro. No, joking. No, I hear what you're saying. I just don't. I feel like watching the battle. I just feel like Quick was rapping cool. It's just nothing that was to anyone else. If like, say, if P applied any pressure, like in a full 3 rounds, it would have beat that. So it was just very beatable, basic material from QuickSilver. Whereas P's again, as like we said, yeah, it wasn't as thought out, as structured, but it was just more entertaining for this. It just out entertained the bars. Whereas Deburke and Cave, I felt Cave was more performance, but Deburke out rapped him well. Anyway, to the nice part. Go on, Cave.
Yeah, Cave, go on, man.
Man, I think there's also certain ways where just like, I don't know, man, people just rap different in it. People just rap different. We just got different styles, and I mean that's just always going to be one of the things with judging this stuff. Is all, like you're never gonna find a way of judging battles that everyone's cool with, because even if you want to make it like the Olympics and fucking it has to tick these boxes, who picks the boxes, who knows? Like for me, I watched P Solja versus QuickSilver, and I was like, yo, like I feel like P's winning just the way he's standing is winning this shit. Like it's hard, isn't it? And like
it's a weird fact that the character.
But it
can
makes
play a
all the
factor
sense in the
into-
world, though. That's the thing. And the other thing as well, and I just want to bring it back because I'm only Stro. I know you're watching, and I know you're screaming at me right now, but deal with it. It's for fans who haven't become fans yet. That's the whole part of this tournament is clippable moments that you can put to a fan and say, who do I feel comfortable putting in front of a new fan who's never seen it before and they're hooked, right? But I see the dichotomy, though, of, yeah, but we want tight rounds. A new fan isn't going to tune in to see 60 seconds of a tightly compact round unless, again, I take Deburke last week against, not last week, a week before against Pedro. That's sellable. It's like, hey, these guys had fucking 2 seconds to prep. Go. Right, okay, I'm interested. I get the premise. But if we're talking about clippable moments and then we're saying we need punches, that seems like it's crossing. And what I'm saying is that I have respect for guys who are managing to retain their identity while trying to meet that demand, because that seems nearly impossible. And I'd say that, Cave, you've largely done that. In your 2 battles, you had clippable moments, but I thought you had, especially in this one, I know what you're saying about the performance, but I saw through lines in all 3 of your rounds that I was really impressed on a watch back. Deburke, on the first watch, I gave you the win. Upon reflection, I then awarded it to Cave, but I can't take away the fact that you've met the remit of the tournament, which is, guys, we need you to condense your material, we need you to hit, we need you to make sure you get your shit out, and it needs to be tight, it needs to be on point. And DoeJoe, I appreciate that you've tried to be experimental. You've tried to not be like, oh, we know exactly what DoeJoe is going to do in the next one because he does this every time. You've come out and largely tried to go, what could I do a bit different? What could I maybe try and experiment? So long as it leads to a clippable moment. You know what I mean? So here's my question to all 3 of you again. Have you felt like you could deliver?
The cat appearance.
What was happening?
Cat appearance.
Fucking...
We got the cats there, innit?
We
We got the
got
cats.
moths, cats,
going on
Deburke.
like
Do
a
you have an
goddamn
animal in
nothing,
there
man.
somewhere? Maybe a piece of wildlife, plant maybe you want to showcase to the
No, I have
world
to
right
get a
now?
goldfish or something.
Do I have anything? I'm just going to open the window and see what comes. They're fucking...
You'll get a moth.
Great, cool.
Yeah, man.
I'll be part of the group.
Like, he's on smoke, you know. You ain't on shit.
Ridiculous. Cammy, I'll answer your question in a second.
He just say to his cat, you ain't on shit.
I've officially ceded control of the podcast to a cat, ladies and gentlemen.
You ain't on shit. Oh, man.
Deary me.
DoeJoe, my boy.
Yes.
Oh, no, go on.
No, wait, Deburke, actually,
My
Deburke.
bad. The cat distracted me. I'll get to it eventually.
I think Deburke was before me.
Yeah, no, I was gonna. Yeah, it's. I mean, basically echo similar things. Where it is a really difficult like line to draw, where you're trying to still like showcase that personality, and then it's like if you win the tournament by just doing the fundamentals and everything, then it's like by the time you get out of the tournament, it's like how do they match you up if you do want to have like slightly funner battles or lighter battles or things like that. So it is a difficult kind of line to cross. Like me personally, I tried to do it a bit more in the Frost battle. It's a much different performance than what I did against Caveman. So I'm trying to like splash it in a little bit. But if I have to kind of revert back to the fundamentals, I'll do that too. Like I'm not kind of like against that, but I'd like to have concept rounds and angles and maybe a few theatrics and things like that, like from time to time, try and like splash it in a little bit. But I can't do like 3, like I don't think I can do 3 like mad rounds or anything like that. I'll probably have to save that for like outside the tournament.
It's difficult to do a concept in 60 seconds. Like Deburke,
Really difficult. Yeah.
you're 28 days later round against Wavy John, you can't do in a tournament setting. So I understand that challenge, like with this format. Yeah.
I think
It's
as
been,
well,
like, the toughest thing so far is like, yeah, it's been like the toughest thing so far is like trying to introduce a concept. I think Caveman, you were saying that like where you have to like introduce the concept, then you get the punchlines off it, and it's like it takes about 15 seconds to set it up, and then you have like 40 seconds to work. And if you want to do an outro as well, so you have like 30 seconds to kind of do the concept. So that's been the toughest part by far. I'm kind of looking forward to the longer time limits going forward, and even outside of the tournament as well, just to like flesh out concepts again and things like that. I feel like that's what it's been missing, is like these kind of story based rounds and these concept based rounds, which is why I liked Cave's third so much against me, because it felt like it's something that the tournament's been missing a bit, is that like story based kind of narrative. And I feel like the time limits make it so difficult to like get a good concept out.
Yeah, I think also something that's worth remembering is like people still now say that Bizzo's boring. Like I'm not saying that, but people still doing it. And like look at everything he's done in the last few years. Like so you can say like he's not he doesn't rap in the way that like a P Solja or a Lefty does. And maybe he could if he wanted to, maybe he couldn't if he, but like it may not be a character who's as like in a certain way, but like you watch Bizzo's battles and they're exciting and they are fun and there is loads of explosive moments and stuff. So I think just because someone's performance is not based on like that kind of like character building, it doesn't mean that it's not exciting and it's not there's not like stuff that can go and progress with it in it. So I mean,
No, it's kind of like you can do the fundamentals, just the fundamentals, but you can do them well if that makes sense. Anyone can do the fundamentals, but like you said, Bizzo's not known for like I don't know, like anything massive like that. Like you say, like a Soldier or a Lefty or something like that. But what Bizzo does really well is the fundamentals, and he raps, and you can see the progression in his writing every time he steps out, which is why he's got to where he's got to. And Bizzo was around for a long time before he had that chance, and he's gone back and reread the manual basically.
Yeah, like Sean Cray is the pub geezer, right? And Bobby Rex is like a tough guy, and guy, like
Popeye.
Did they get referenced in the DoeJoe battle as well? Was this as a man? Like that's even a gas buff thing. Yeah, like that's even
so he's like a manly guy. But so I was gonna say, but like Bizzo is he's just a good battler. That's his character. Is his thing is just being good at battling, and considering we're in battle rap, that's a good thing for your thing to be in it. Like there's nothing wrong with playing to like the core fundamentals, and like although it maybe doesn't have that crossover appeal that some people have, it's for the hardcore and shit. Like there's a huge value to that, and that's really exciting for the people who are into it. So it's just horses for courses, man. Like there's no right or wrong way to do it, so long as you're doing what you're doing well.
Yeah, I think I kind of face that challenge in general with battle rap at the moment, but also in particular this battle with Kingslee, battling someone who is such a character. I had a similar thing with Frost. So it's an interesting one for me to try and navigate, not only just navigating public perception of me, because I'm someone who likes to do a bit of everything, but also battling those type of people who you've kind of already lost before you get in the room because they've got the room. Frost gets the room, Kingslee's got the room, and it's like, what do you glean from that? Where do you go from there? And I've had that previously, but in particular with this battle and the Frost battle. So it's an interesting one for me in where I'm at with battling going forward, in terms of I've learned that lesson twice now. How am I gonna get a W next time from it? So Crash, I need these critiques.
No, but you know I got them every week, my boy. But I do want to say, I do want to like home in on how you're feeling about the tournament, because in my opinion, you are in one of the more difficult groups, and I think what I saw yesterday at the end was the point system, and every other group it seems is 2 people at the top, 6 at the tops, 0 at the bottom. Whereas your group at the moment, free, Bev, it's all to fight for. So how are you feeling at this point?
Yeah, genuinely, I think, I'm not saying this because we're all in the Zoom, I think both mine and Deburke and Cave's groups have been the toughest groups in the tournament. But for me, going into the tournament, it's an interesting one. It's particularly why my Briggsy performance is like what it is because I had Viz originally for my first battle, and me being announced in that group and being announced against Viz, not one person had me winning my group or the tournament at all. And I had a lot of doubters. So I'm like going into a battle like that with these expectations and doubters. So I've got like a fucking bee in my bonnet. So I've gone preparing for the Viz battle full pelt, and then the week of it falls through, but I'm still in this tournament. I've still got travel to Manchester. I've still, so I'm like, I'll battle whoever on 7 days, and I get given Briggsy, and that's why that performance is what it is, because I had a lot to say, a lot of doubters, a lot of things to prove wrong, and I've done it so far, and I've managed to go into a group where everyone had me losing, and now it's one of the closest groups. I'm still learning things, and still, you know, like this is my first loss in this group, but at the moment where I'm at in the tournament, I'm pretty proud of what I've done, considering the amount of doubt and the lack of like me being up in terms of expectations beforehand.
And going forward, yeah, how's your progression been since like last week, yesterday? Are you in still?
Spoilers, DoeJoe. Don't
Yeah,
fall for it.
I was gonna say, dude, listen,
we're just a couple of
Crash,
guys.
reverse Uno.
he's not in the
talking,
kayfabe
man.
business, brother. He's coming for that information, whether or not you want to give it up or not. So be careful, tread softly.
Me and Hulk decided we're going to do Dance Dance Revolution for 3 rounds instead of actually three rap battle.
I'm all down for battlers doing gaming content together, so I need to see that shit, bro. I need to let me judge that.
But yeah, like I mean, it's my next battle is everything's it's all to play for, and I have to win that one. And it's a battle that means a lot to me with where I'm at in my journey. I know people might have seen me and Hulk part 3 already now because of Urban Roosters, but this is the first actual rematch, is part 2 against Hulk. So obviously I battled Hulk in my 3rd battle ever on Don't Flop. That was a 1-rounder in Bristol. Learned a lot. First loss as well. So I learned a lot in that battle. And then now you've got me against Hulk for 3 rounds in a tournament setting where I've got to win this. So I think, it's a very exciting one. Like, not to break kayfabe, but like no one has any genuine issues with people. But going into this battle, this is the closest you'll see to a grudge match from me with me and Hulk, because we've clashed on things previously. And yeah, I think that's why you should look forward to that one.
I've got a question for all 3, if I could, which is, what's been your highlight? I know, Crash, you're gonna pick on some other things in a second, but I gotta ask, like, all 3 of you now have had 2 battles. All 3 of you had a fair amount of experience in this tournament. What's been your respective highlights so far?
You mean personal highlight?
Could be a moment within a battle, could be a bar that landed that you were really sick with, could have been just something, some aspects of it. I mean, Deburke, you got to battle Pedro, that's pretty fucking cool. Cave, you said probably my favorite line of the tournament so far. DoeJoe, you bodied the owner of the company 3-0 and got to pat him on the head. Like, there's so many moments that even in 2 battles, like, but what have been the moment that meant the most to you 3 individually so far?
Yeah, for me it was probably battling Pedro, and it not being like terrible. Like that was a big thing. Like when I did the battle, I was like, this is gonna be absolute nonsense, and like I thought for sure it wasn't going to work out at all, and it was absolute nonsense, but in a good healthy nonsense, you know what I mean? So I was pleasantly surprised with how it turned out, how it looks on screen, and it actually feels like an actual battle, you know. Like Pedro's someone I feel like I'd rematch down the line, you know. It's a weird, like, never a battle I'd even think about, and now that it's happened, I feel I'm like surprisingly happy, and it's like a weird mad name to have on the resume as well. So I like that was my highlight, was that absolute nonsense happening.
For me, I think it was watching Bowski versus Sam Essay. I think I burst a blood vessel in my eye laughing at that battle. That was so fucking funny. So watching that one, and I think the day that me and Deburke battled, I just think that overall that day was just a good day. Like everyone was just chilling and stuff. Like it was quite like a relaxed pace of things on that day. So that day for me was just like, that was just a good time.
I think for me personally, so far, what I managed to do on 7 days prep is a big thing for me. Like I keep getting put in a lot of short prep battles just from being active or having cancellations. So I have done 7 days prep before, but to do 7 days prep against the boss of the league and to have like that type of conversation in a rap battle is quite an exciting and fulfilling thing for me. And then in terms of like other people's battles, Cave and Frost is like a personal favorite of mine. And then also, it's not spoiling it, but Hamill and Pagan is so fucking good. I can't wait for you guys to see that. I think it might be Academy final that I've seen.
Back to you, Crash. Sorry to hijack it for a second. You're on mute, brother.
Technical error there.
There you go.
So, okay, we've talked about in the tournament. I know this is the where minute matters, but like, so put that to the side for a second. I just want to know, with all three of you, do you have anyone in the tournament that you haven't faced yet, or like, have you got your eyes on battling anyone once the tournament's done? And like, is your outcome of the tournament dependent on that? Say if you get to the final, not going to want to battle, I don't know, a McCoy or something, someone who's not going to get to the final.
Well, I'll add something on to the end of Crash's question, by the way, and I think all three of you are going to join me in saying, hey, Cave, pack in this retirement talk. We need to see plenty more battles from you, young man.
Yeah, we're not trying to hear that, bro.
10 more. So you get to answer this. You get to answer this question because, of course, there's going to be another battle. So, of course, you have to pick another opponent. So I just want to throw that out there before Cave goes, well, I'm not sure. No. You ain't retiring. I'm glad we settled that on this live stream. Gentlemen, as you were.
I think we go to Cave first, surely.
I don't know. To be honest with you, like coming into the tournament, I was like, when was it? Sort of end of last year, middle of last year. I was like, I don't know what there is to do now. I don't know what the next move is. And then this tournament popped up, and I was like, oh, that's sick. That's something to be involved in. So I kind of said to myself from the start of it, I was like, that might be the last run. It wasn't as long of a run as I thought it was going to be. The plan was I was going to win this tournament and then go battle Gem and be the fucking champion. That was my goal. That was what I was looking at. And now that, or not, and not happening. So I don't know. I will say, DoeJoe knows this. Like, I've done one battle on the Urban Roosters, and I really, really enjoyed that format. And I think that format really suits my skill set, maybe more than acapella battling does. So get that little rascal, man. So that might be that direction and stuff. I'll tweet sometimes. I'm like, yo, who do you want me to battle? And then, like, I never see anything that inspires me, you know? So I don't know. Cobra maybe. I almost feel like maybe the moment for me and Cobra has been and gone now. So yeah, ultimately, there's lots of things that could happen, but like, if not, there's a lot of good battles that I've done, and people can go watch that shit and stuff. But
are you still battling Kick on Beast Anglia?
All right, let's go to the next question.
I was going to say that's an awkward pause and a half. Jesus Christ, dude.
My bad. I was just going off the fly. I wasn't.
Yeah, that's kind of because he ain't even told him yet either. So you just kind of
yo, Christ.
You can tell by the reaction. If it was a yes, he would have said, "Yeah, of course, yeah." I'm gonna finish that one up like that. It is what it is.
Yo, listen, I'm a respectful person. Like, I've maybe told myself into a little corner here, so I'm gonna plead the fifth. Yeah.
Deburke, what do you want to do?
That's a good question, Deburke. What do you want to do?
What do you want to do, Deburke?
Yeah, I mean, like, the person I would have wanted to battle the most probably in the tournament is probably Frost, to be honest. He's right up there anyway, so I'm battling him next. And yeah, I think it came out the way I wanted it to happen. And then like Gas Buff beat me in the Don't Flop tournament, although it's gone into oblivion, so it never happened. But you know, like getting that rematch or doing it for the first time actually would be good. It's an original, fresh matchup that I think a lot of people want to see. So yeah, I'd be happy with doing that. And then yeah, there's a few battles outside of it. I have to see kind of, I feel like, yeah, how well I do in the tournament kind of depends on the stock. And honestly, yeah, I wouldn't hate that rematch with Pedro under normal circumstances. After doing it the first time, it might actually be a decent weird battle. So yeah, could be up there. So yeah, might do that. I actually have to dip out as well, boys. I'm sorry.
That's all good, brother. Your internet is starting to dip a little bit as well, so that's probably happy
He's gone
timing.
off to battle kick on B Sang.
Yeah, he's gone to fill in for Cave. Short notice. Just crack it. Just
Yeah,
Yo,
it's a
I was-
2-on-2.
getting that.
I was
busy,
about to
brother.
roast Deburke like the Irish Wi-Fi shit. Then I remember Deburke lives in Manchester now. So
Yeah, this is all you, man. This is all you. All right,
Yo,
boys, have a
peace
good
out,
one.
Deburke. Good to see
Thanks
you,
for having
man.
me on.
Love, bro.
Peace
Nice
out,
one,
Deburke. Appreciate you joining us, man. Appreciate you joining us. Well, with Deburke leaving us and Cave and DoeJoe here, here's my question for Cave.
Can
To
I
a
not say
degree.
what I want to do next? Damn.
No, absolutely not. You've caused enough problems pointing out inconsistencies and whatnot. Yeah, shoot. Go on, dude. Go on.
That's fine.
Talk your talk, young man.
I mean, with the tournament, I can't really talk per se, but like I think also there's a lot of potential for rematches in that avenue. I've already battled a lot of people in the tournament, but I want to do another 2-on-2. That's definitely on the bucket list. I think me and Gas is a very good battle as well. I think if we're talking active 2-on-2s at the moment, well, not active, but is like I'd be curious to see how me and Quick versus Beyond and Spirit would go as a battle. I think we have a lot to say there. So yeah, wouldn't mind doing that.
And my question was just going to be, between the two of you, who do you see going farther in the tournament now? Because it's starting to get down to the point. Well, out of everyone, Cave, you know what I mean. I'm curious because you guys are actually in it. You guys are seeing the guys go through the paces and win and lose momentum and all the rest of it. We're just seeing the final finished product. I definitely haven't been to any recordings and seen any of the battles live. Yeah. So it's difficult for me to make that kind of comment. But you two have been there firsthand. Who genuinely now, I mean, I know DoeJoe's still in it, Cave isn't, so maybe DoeJoe is entitled to say himself. Cave can be a little bit more honest and forthright, but who do you see winning this thing at this point? Because we're getting closer to nut cutting time. People are dropping out. People are qualifying. It's going to get to that point. Who are you picking?
I can't answer this because I'm in it. So
Yeah.
You can pick yourself.
Anything that you say can and will be held
Exactly.
against you, Lon. That's the rules of battle rap. That's the laws of battle rap, bro. I feel that. I feel like DoeJoe can't say nothing, just in case.
I think Hulk is one of the most experienced battlers in the tournament, and Hulk is a handful on his day. But I think also I'm looking at Pagan. Pagan is kind of like the underdog in ways. He's I think stepping with his best foot forward, you know what I mean? Like Hulk's done this a few times and stuff. Like I feel like Pagan's someone I've got as like a bit of an outsider to be like he could be the one to go all the way and just a bit like we've been talking about, maybe not have the most explosive performance on everyone, but be doing enough to just win all of his battles and win the tournament. So Pagan's someone I'd have my eye on as like kind of the smart money.
Interesting. Any other thoughts about the episode, gentlemen? Crash, Cave, DoeJoe, any other thoughts about episode 7?
It's an interesting one in terms of what you're talking about the non-battle segment. So like I've never actually had the opportunity to like tune in live to watch it like live. I've always had it on a bit of a delay or watching it back later. And whilst I like and support the people within this that participate in the other segments, I do skip ahead. So it's just an interesting one because you're kind of at a bit of a standstill in that we all want to see like a long like battle rap chat, but then the people watching it don't want to see that, and that's why the Pagan Dynamic Mike episode got trimmed down, and then everyone was like, "What the fuck? We want to see all the chat. Where's the chat?" But then viewer retention just doesn't last that long, unfortunately. And that's why you've got 60-second rounds. It's for accessibility. But then also at the same time, it seems like, I'm saying this constructively, it seems like fans aren't really fully warming to 60 seconds. But then maybe that's because they've been used to 90s or they've been used to long form content. So it's just, at the moment, it's that tricky crossroads in that, because we're in 7 episodes in now, that people might be just getting used to things now in terms of like not enjoying it, but because they're used to it, it becomes that's why you're probably wanting things to be shaken up a bit. That's what I seem to gather at them.
I think they are maybe slightly missing the trick, where like if you've got these filming days and you've got everyone in a room for like 5-6 hours, and most of us are only battling for like 8 minutes. So I think they could be doing stuff where like just little shit
content, general
like
knowledge
DoeJoe versus
quizzes,
Briggsy
like,
playing
you know what I
Connect
mean?
4 and stuff,
Internet
like
content, if that makes sense. To just
yeah,
lets them show their side and their like when they're not battling. Do you know what I mean? And it's not like we saw in the first interview. Some of the newer battlers are quite awkward to the interview battle rap talk. And even if you've been around, like you've done it many times, you're just saying the same shit that you're meant to say, really. But yeah, like a general knowledge quiz or something mad, something different, the imposter game, the shit you see, and that it can be clippable.
Yeah. And I think it's funny because it might be even one of those things where, and I know Briggsy said they want to maybe do this again on a bigger scale. It might be that you need a whole B team there on the day who is they're not involved in filming the battles at all. It's different camera people who are getting DoeJoe to do a backflip and fucking Crow to name his top 5 crisps and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like
I'd sit through a 10-minute break to watch a DoeJoe attempt at a backflip for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can't backflip to save my life.
Cave, I love that idea. I think you might have just reinvigorated my love for the format, my friend. That's a great idea. And
it's interesting what you said about a B team, because like with my experience with Urban Roosters, that's what happened. Like there was a team for photography and the post battle interviews and beforehand. That is still happening with Prem, but unfortunately with battle rap days, even with a call sheet and everything being organised to the nines, stuff changes on the day. People cancel. The people organising it are also battling, so they can only spin so many plates. I think it's nice seeing. It's been nice seeing like the content from Cammy and other people, but it's stuff that's already readily accessible. Whereas if there's stuff that's exclusive to the stream, like you're saying, me doing a backflip, but like for instance, me and Cave, and it's been shared in the promo leading up to the stream happening. Like we did like just acapella freestyles to the camera. Cut into that, I think would be cool, or just honing in on stuff like that. It is tricky because at the same time, I know like they can only get what they've been given in terms of like I know that like Cave, you've given them music and stuff like that, and I've now given my first track, which will be streaming next week. But like they can only take what they've been given, so it's just a tricky thing as someone participating in it, trying to critique it, because I know what's going behind it, but at the same time we're talking as consumers and
Crash
fans.
I'm just gonna have to stop DoeJoe in his
cut to a little cipher though. You man are rappers though, no?
I'd love a cipher.
I gotta jump in because Crash,
100%.
I think you missed that. DoeJoe was like, there's content creators like Cammy putting out stuff. I'm sorry, what fucking channel are you on right now? We're not putting out anything. Cammy gets shout-outs on my fucking channel.
Been on the stream. I'm talking about what's already been on the stream.
Unbelievable. Cammy, you're getting plugs on everyone's show, and I don't know how you're doing it, my friend.
I was referring to when
everyone's
he was on
plugging
the stream.
Cammy. No one's plugging me and Crash. But there is there is an agenda against me and Crash. You heard it here first.
Do you know what I've been thinking would be cool? Yeah, have you ever watched The Apprentice?
Yes.
Do you know at the end of The Apprentice, the last episode, where they like everyone who's gone out goes back and they have to work for like the 2 final contestants and that
on their teams?
That'd be good.
So you're having one battler against 31 other battlers.
Do a Royal Rumble with everyone else in the tournament.
Do you know what? That would be sick.
Everyone coming back.
That'd be good fun, innit? Like, and then just all these battles where it was like, me and Hulk weren't in the same group, so we never crossed paths. I reckon that'd be well fun.
That's a cool idea. I'm for it.
I want to see Caveman and Pedro play Pin the Tail and the Donkey. I want to see Apple Bobbin and the Cypher. Why not?
What's mad is now we're still in the group stage, so we've got these like 4 battles, well, it should be 4 battles each stream. But when it gets to the semi-finals and then the finals, how else are they going to bulk out the show? I hope they've got some good battles packed for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Love Cammy, but I'm not watching 50 minutes of Cammy to watch then 5 minutes of battle rap.
I don't think this is a spoiler. It's an exclusive.
Yes.
I don't know any details, but I think they have been trying to set up some exhibition matches and stuff that will be part of that.
That's cool.
So I think
That's what
the
I
idea is there's
expect,
going to be
yeah.
some new battles.
And failing
getting
that,
filmed.
it'll be a 90-minute Cammy special for the finale. Just 90 minutes
Yeah,
of Cammy
yeah.
recapping
But
the
like
entire
you said,
tournament.
even
Just
if
him
it
throwing
was,
darts
like,
at pictures of you.
exhibition battles, the battlers that still ain't in the tournament,
Yeah.
can, like
Yeah.
you said, can a Hulk and a Cave can battle. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I think they should have Lorne and Crash versus Cammy. I think that'd be a good battle.
2-on-1.
Well, that's a 2-on-5, bro. What the fuck?
Nah, body shaming out here.
Oh yeah, not that. But
Hey, do you want to?
they have to write the other opponent's round. So Cammy's got to write you two's bars,
I just-
and then you've got to write.
I
Cammy.
like
No,
how-
I'll write for Lorne, and Lorne can write for me, and we have to perform it as it's written.
I just like how Crash is going
can't
after
read
someone
this
that's
shit.
getting plugs on literally everyone else's channel, including mine. Like, we're going to have a word in at some
You haven't
stage.
seen, and if you watch back, you'll see. I'm throwing in slight digs at
Interesting.
Cammy. I just called him 5 people, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? But I'm doing it internet ready, Aki. Do you know what I mean?
All right. Well, as much as I enjoy antagonizing Cammy as the next person, but gentlemen, it's been a trip. Anything to, because I know this is tricky, because I will be honest, Cave, I'm devastated to see you leave the tournament, my friend. I was a big proponent for you, not only going out of your group, the champ, but also going on and maybe putting on a title charge. DoeJoe, my friend, I'm expecting big things from you. I'm not basing that on anything other than a good feeling I have about you. No way thinking that you're going to exceed my expectations in any meaningful way, other than you've done very, very well so far. But final thoughts. Episode 7 and the tournament thus far. In a word, in a sentence.
I will say one thing before we go, yeah, because I heard you guys speaking about this. I definitely did not plan to drink water during.
So, listen, man,
Take
I
it,
didn't
man.
think you had either.
It wasn't like a tactic.
Much
It
was
also
made
wasn't a
about it,
choke.
though. A lot
It's
was
the
made about
second
it.
half of that second round is it's rapidy. If you watch that second half, it's very rapidy, and I spat a bar, and I just felt in my throat. I was like, yo, my throat is dry as fuck. So I just asked for some water. That's all it was. It happens in my gas buff battle too. Again, it's one of them. It's maybe not the most tactical thing, but it was just a thing where I thought, I'm not going to say these bars as well as I want with a dry throat. So in that split second, I was like, do you know what? If I'm going to lose half a point or whether here or there, either way, I'd rather lose the point and split the bars better than rush through them. I like that.
Hydration is key.
So yeah, hydration. Yeah, it is. So that's all that was. It was definitely not something premeditated. It was just, adrenaline, man.
There you go.
Case closed.
Yeah.
We can sleep.
I don't see that being wrapped up on Cammy's show. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're getting to the end of the mysteries
Funny you should
and
say
bro.
that.
Mystery of the water.
Cammy's in
Would've
the
been iron
comments.
proof.
He's saying Crash would become god tier if I wrote for him, and 2 versus 5 because I'm so OP. You let him have time to formulate a rebuttal, man.
He's
Can't
lucky I'm in the
arm him like
comments. I'm on
that.
the screen. And
Don't
worry,
let-
next time he's
don't
live
let,
streaming, I got some good jokes.
Don't think Cammy doesn't have bars. Cammy's battled gassed. Cammy's got some stuff in the clip. He'll surprise you.
This is triggering a memory, and I remember. Did Cammy have a Spaces battle?
Yeah, he battled
And it
gassed.
was cold. Yeah,
you
bro,
went
that's
in,
triggering
you
memories.
was wild.
This is a true fact. I'm the only Battle Rap Media member to have never battled. That is a distinction I retain with pride, my
Nah,
friends.
surely not. No, London Jen ain't battled, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there's gonna be there's gonna be a
There's been
clip
others
somewhere.
before, yeah, there's been
I'm
others
the only
before.
one. That's my claim to fame. But anyways, gentlemen, let's call
What
it
do you
time
think you
there.
beat Tom Quee? Do you think you could beat Soliloquy?
Yeah, I got faith in Lorne, bro. You can do that.
Arrow your fuck up Soliloquy.
What?
Could we get that on the last stream of Where When It Matters? Would you do it for the last stream of Where When It Matters?
Lorne versus Tox.
Jeez.
Nah, Tox is a fed, bro. We don't.
Yeah,
condone
yeah.
that
Talk
anyway.
so.
Battle rap. Not battle rap
rapping
anyway.
everyone.
Not battle rap.
I
Chuck
made the
is
stream more interesting. Policeman does rap battle.
That was episode 7 of Premier Battles Where Winning Matters, ladies and gentlemen, and
We'll get a
we
lot of
definitely
battles
discussed some. We definitely discussed some things. Crash, I appreciate you as always, my friend. You've been a gentleman as always. Cave, I'm devastated to see you go, my friend, but there's bigger and better things because you sure as fuck ain't retiring. I'm mandating it now. And DoeJoe, don't go winning that tournament now. I worry about what it would do for your ego, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm just, hey, listen, can you imagine how bad you'll be if you go, I don't know if you know, I won the Winning Matters tournament and I bodied everyone along the way? Like, just.
That'd be insufferable. Be insufferable.
Well, no worse than Cammy's being in the comment section, but yeah, pretty much.
Thanks for being there, though, Cam. We love you, bro. We love you, really.
Oh, dear. Anyways, that's been Halcyon Show. Anyone want to plug anything before we go? Any? Did you get that moth out of your goddamn room, DoeJoe?
I don't know where it is, and it's really
Excellent.
bugging me.
Fantastic.
So the moth was like this big, and it flew in. I couldn't.
Oh, and it
too late.
had teeth, you know,
Yeah.
tattoos. Yeah, it's fucking
It had
intense.
teeth. It had teeth. My new single "Energy Going" by me and Urban Roosters UK is out now on all digital streaming platforms, and it will be streaming on the Premier Battles Where Winning Matters live stream next week, episode 8. DoeJoe MC on all social media platforms. LinkedIn, Bebo, AOL.
What?
Picture
People?
chat.
Nonce.
Caveman's YouTube channel has some sick tunes on it. You should check those out.
Yeah. I'm on tour next month after.
Oh shit! Yes,
Get me
Caveman's
around the
got
place.
dates and links. You need to follow him on social media. Follow him
Yeah,
to all the
yeah,
events. Go
yeah.
and check him out. All the
Yeah.
things.
We're in Leeds, Liverpool, Colwyn Bay, which is North Wales, Manchester, Stockport.
Bro,
and
come
Salford.
South Wales. What the fuck are you doing in North Wales, bro? Come Cardiff.
Yeah,
Also,
change your
we
entire
can
tour.
look to it. We can look to that, man.
Do
We
the
can look
right
to
thing.
that.
There you go. And me and Crash will be back next week. 9 o'clock, I think. If I'm alive, we'll see. But until then, from me, Crash, Caveman, thanks for Deburke, thanks for Cammy, for the comments, Homeschool, and everybody that joined us. We'll see you on the next episode of the Halcyon Show. Get that moth out of your goddamn room.
Get it out. I actually don't know where it is. It's really bugging me. It's more so like Mrs. Jumper is here, and the moth is going to eat it.
Move the jumper.
Yeah, good point. It's big.
You kids, they get everything so difficult.